We are back with a brand new video. What is good, Heat Nation? In today's video, we're going to be talking about and going through what we think the rotation is going to be to close out the second half of the NBA season. After the new buyout signings, Kevin Love and Cody Zeller. Make sure y'all stick around till the end of the video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Let's get right into it. So what we're going to be talking about, like I said, is going through and talking about what we think the rotation of the Miami Heat will be. Now, obviously, All-Star break is over. Bam participated. Tyler participated. Jimmy was in Argentina enjoying himself. And yeah, everyone is going to be, back on Friday. Friday is game day against the Milwaukee Bucks. Very excited to see that game because it's probably going to be the debut of both Love and Cody Zeller. Now, obviously, the whole buyout thing. I made a video on should the Heat try to sign Russell Westbrook and Kevin Love. We didn't sign Westbrook. I was pretty confident we would sign Kevin Love. I even said it in the video when I made it. So, I'm pretty happy that we signed K-Love. I wasn't too surprised, though. Westbrook, I didn't really expect to happen. So, again, not too surprised about that. Cody Zeller, not a fan of the player himself. I'm just going to be blatantly honest. I don't think he's that good. But hopefully, he can prove me wrong. He can prove a lot of people wrong. Obviously, it may be an upgrade over Dedmon, which if that's what we're looking for, then sure. Is he still, the answer at the backup center position? I'm not sure. So hopefully Year 7 comes back soon because I really don't want to take my chances with Cody Zeller, especially coming off of an injury. I'm pretty sure it was an ACL or something crazy like that. So, yeah, man, we're going to be talking about this rotation. So obviously against Milwaukee Bucks, possibly no Giannis Antetokounmpo with the wrist injury. He didn't really play in the All-Star game, played literally less than a minute, and then he subbed himself out because of the wrist injury. So I don't think he's going to play. But it's still going to be a test, though, because the Bucks are still very, very formidable with or without Giannis. How do I think the rotation is going to look like? Now, obviously, Lowry is still out. So, I'm not really sure the timetable for his injury. I think he said he hopes to be back, or the Heat said he hopes to be back by the end of this month. So he'll probably miss the next, 3 to 4 games. And then after that, probably be slowly ramped up back into the lineup. Now, obviously, there was a lot of chatter about Lowry, a lot of trade rumors. A lot of people expected him to get moved. And he didn't. He's still on the Heat, so it's going to be interesting to see how he responds. But fully healthy, I would assume he gets to start alongside Hero in the backcourt. The point guard position is probably one of the question mark positions for the Heat as far as, because we all know Tyler, Bam, and Jimmy will start. But with the point guard, is he going to go with Kyle? Is he going to go with Gabe? Perhaps could we see Oladipo in there? Now, what I would do is start Oladipo alongside Tyler. I know Spo's not going to do that. I know it's very likely that he's going to play Kyle and Tyler still. So that's what I expect the backcourt to be. The front court partner to Bam is going to be interesting as well. I really think it's between Kevin Love and Caleb Martin. Now, Caleb Martin, not saying he's had a bad season or he's played bad. I think he's been playing fine. I just don't think he's been playing in the right position. And power forward is to me, it's never been his strong position. I don't think he's ever played power forward in his life until this season. So I would immediately start Kevin Love there. Now, obviously, it's going to be a little weird because a lot of people, I think a lot of people are getting ahead of themselves with Kevin Love. He's still a good player. But to be honest, let's be honest, guys. There was a reason he fell out of the Cavs rotation. He hasn't been playing well this season. Clearly, age has been a factor. A lot of people who are expecting prime Kevin Love or even something close to that, please pump down the expectations and just go with, because I don't want people to be disappointed if Kevin Love is not playing well, because this is a guy who's not been in the rotation for a playoff team before. So if he gets starting minutes, a lot of people are going to assume he's going to play well, and he might. I think Kevin Love is going to shoot the ball well. I think he's going to provide help on the offensive and defensive glass. But apart from that, defensively, he's never been a good defender. And he's been a pretty good playmaker, but apart from that, apart from his shooting, rebounding, and outlet passing, I don't really know what else he really brings for us, which is fine. We don't really need him to be prime Kevin Love. We just need him to be a threat because our three-point shooting this season has taken a massive dip, and he's one of the best three-point shooting bigs of this past decade. So I do expect K-Love to contribute a little bit, but I don't expect a lot of people saying he's going to average 15 and 10. Please, please, please temper your expectations and just go with the flow. Just see how he does, because I don't want people to be disappointed if he doesn't play well, because this is a guy who literally has not played that much this whole season. He's fallen out of the rotation for the Cavs, so there's a reason the Cavs didn't play him. So yeah, Kevin Love, having said all of that, I probably would start him though, and have Caleb come off the bench. Now, it doesn't really matter who the better player is for me. It just matters about how the team fits. And I feel like Caleb would fit a lot better in the starting lineup than Caleb, especially because, okay, let's say, like, even when we're talking about Caleb's best position and talking about how he's a wing and he's not a front court player, which is fine. Everybody knows that. Having Kevin Love coming off the bench would be crazy, because that would just mean a lack of wings. Strus and Robinson are both guards to me. Haywood Highsmith's a forward. We don't really have a three-man off our bench. We really don't. Strus and Robinson sometimes play three. But having Love, Highsmith, Zeller, like that's just a lot. It's just a very clunky fit off the bench. I would rather have Love start, bring Caleb off the bench, have him play his natural three. And Caleb is a better shooter than Caleb. So offensively, you're going to get a lot more consistent, you're going to get a lot more consistent offense, I'm expecting, because Caleb is going to knock down a lot of his shots. Now, Caleb Martin can just play coming off the bench. He can just be himself, show his athleticism, because to me, like, he's a slasher. He's not a shooter. But Kevin Love is a shooter, and Kevin Love is going to complement Bam extremely well in the starting lineup. The backups are going to be very interesting. Now, obviously, with Kyle in the starting lineup, you're going to have to figure out the backup backcourt. Is it going to be Gabe and Depot? Is it going to be Depot and Strus? Is it going to be Depot and Duncan? I can't not imagine a possibility where Depot and Strus are not playing. So those two, in my opinion, are complete locks off the bench. So either that's two of your guards, or that's your shooting guard and your small forward, depending how Spo wants to play this. Because then you're going to have to figure out if Depot and Strus are in the lineup, whoever's going to be the one or the three in that lineup, depending on what positions those two play. It's not a fixed position by any means, but it's just a matter of making sure everything is structured. Now, if Depot and Strus are the 2 and the 3, you're having Gabe Vincent as your backup point guard. However, if Depot and Strus are the 1 and the 2, Caleb Martin would be the small forward. So the trio would be either Gabe, Depot, Strus, or Depot, Strus, Martin. I would much rather prefer Caleb Martin getting minutes over Gabe Vincent because of the defense. Now, Gabe Vincent is a very good defender himself, but Caleb Martin, I think, is a very valuable asset come playoff time because of how he can just switch on and guard the best player. Now, I think this is also very situational. If you need offense, if you need a punch, if you need burst, I think you can get away with playing Strus at the 3 and have Gabe and Depot be the backcourt. But if you need defense, which I think was what we're going to need come playoff time, Caleb Martin is always going to be there to clamp up. Haywood Highsmith will probably get the forward minutes because, I think he's earned those minutes. And the backup center spot is either going to be Cody Zeller or Omer Yurtseven. Depending on which one of those guys, both of those guys are coming off of injuries. We're probably going to see Cody Zeller play on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to see how he does. But depending on how both of those do, you'd probably assume one of those takes the backup center spot for the playoffs this season. Now, obviously, that leaves Duncan Robinson, who's the odd man out here. His minutes, in my opinion, are also extremely situational. Now, Duncan Robinson, as bad of a contract as he has and as negative of a rap that his name has right now, he can still be a very valuable piece of this team come playoff time because of his shooting ability. So off the bench, if we're just lacking three-point shooting, Caleb Martin's not really a three-point shooter. Oladipo's not really a three-point shooter. If we just need lineups that just have a lot of spacing, you can also throw Duncan Robinson in those situational minutes. So actually, this team is not terrible on paper. It's definitely better than what it was before. A lot of people will tell you, like, oh, the front office knew what they were doing the entire time. Like, sitting tight at the trade deadline was the right decision. I still think we should have made a move at the deadline. But I can understand why they waited for the buyout market, because they're probably going to wait till the offseason to do something with Lowry, to do something with Strus, to do something with some of these guys. So, yeah, I mean, I can understand the reasoning, but I don't know if this makes us extremely better. It'll definitely make us better, but I don't know how much better this will make us. I don't know if this is going to put us in contention. Are we in a position right now where we're able to compete with Boston, Milwaukee, and Philly? Philly, maybe. Boston and Milwaukee, I would be very surprised if we were competing with them, even with this roster. So, yeah, man, again, we'll see how the rotation goes. Those are the number of possibilities that we have if we want to, mess with these lineups. Again, a lot of these lineups are situational. I wouldn't be surprised, if Spo has something crazy up his sleeve, because that's what he always does. So, I'm sure it's going to be something good. I'm very optimistic for the second half of the season, because I think there's a lot of renewed positive energy around the team, around the fan base right now. So we'll just have to see where it goes, but that's where we're going to wrap up the video. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. I'll see y'all there as always. Peace.